right, my people, welcome back onto this channel. Well, thanks so much for subscribing to this channel. Well, this is another one reaching us onto this one. Femi Falana had finally reacted to the Togri exercise that had been holding after and during elections. All right, my people, the news in details. Onto this, he says if thugs who disrupted elections in Lagos are not arrested, then we are telling them to come back. This has been said by Falana. Well, onto this, the senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has stated that it is not enough for Inec to promise to rectify their mistakes in the last election. He argued that the lives of people have to be protected and that no soul should be lost in the process of electing a leader in our nation. He lamented over the fact that the thugs who were spotted causing turmoil in Lagos in the last election have not been arrested. He pointed out that a refusal to arrest these criminals in a callback for them to cause unrest in the March 18th governorship election, meaning we are calling them back for more unrest. All right, and then onto this, he therefore charged the police and then other security agencies to make sure there is a massive improvement from the last presidential election. He clarified that there is a need to bring people being guilty of disrupting the electoral process to book. According to him, this is going to serve as a deterrent to others who might want to scuttle the electoral process. He said, and I quote, the presidential and the national election were marred by insecurity in many places. Violence and thuggery were the order of the day. For me, it is not enough to review the last election without putting on trial those who have been arrested for various electoral malpractice. There are people with illegal possession of arms and then ammunition. They were shooting recklessly to scare voters. So it is not sufficient for INEC. They have learned their lessons and they now want to go into the next election. Where is the assurance of safety for INEC staff and then the voters? If thugs who disrupted the election in Lagos are not arrested, we are telling them to come back again. We must use them as an example by bringing them to book. All right, so, and this has been said by the great son, Femi Falana. Well, my brother, my sister, the truth of the matter is either you are telling us to be cautious and be careful, or bring to book the evil perpetrators of this election, talking about the touts, the talks, and the rest of them. The fact now remains that this same election that you have talked about, have you asked yourself, sir, who actually sent the talks? Have you asked that question? Who sent these same talks to be disrupting elections? That's where the problem is. We need to tackle it from the top. Well, I know very well that the senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, is an advocate for truth. But the fact remains that there are some things we actually need to tackle. If not being tackled, then my brother, my sister, we will just be there, roaming about the same thing. No action, nothing will still be done. It's just like when it was earlier said that the INEC president should try as much as possible to deal with any INEC official that have been into malpractices. that for this election we don't want any form of malpractice, that he should bring them out and they deal with them. In fact, he should sack some of them. Anyone that is found guilty. That was what had been, was earlier said to the INEC chairman Mahmood. And a lot of people are now like, what are you saying, sir? You are saying the INEC chairman will be saying, now he even send them to they do it, then they do. Or you are supposed to even sack. The judgment is supposed to start from the INEC chairman himself. Then we'll now talk about other things. You understand what we are saying right now? That's exactly what it is. So right now, well, Femi Falana, the son, has said a very tangible thing, that all those talks, most especially in Lagos, that had been disrupting elections, that if they had been brought to book, then it will be a lesson to others that might be planning such evil. A lot of people onto this have actually reacted, and then as it stands, someone is of the opinion that, in fact, his name is Wonder Raid. That's the name here. He says, "Well, what about those in Southeast? Have they been arrested? What happened in Southeast was worse than what happened in Lagos. But unfortunately, it is the Yorubas that were shouting while the Igbos kept quiet. The atrocities committed in the Southeast, no be small thing." Well, look, okay, that's serious. I think it's actually everywhere. Well, according to Getty, well, I am surprised that Falana seems to be a lone voice in the wilderness on this issue. No sincerity on the part of INEC, no sincerity on the part of the security personnel. We encourage rigging of elections by every means possible, only because we believe that once we rig our opponent out, we can tell them to go to court, knowing fully well that they can't get justice in our court. All right, that's another serious one. And exactly what it is. But I think this time around, the case will be different. Well, oh, it is said that I can't vote for Tinubu. Okay, this one is coming from Guest. That's the name. It says, I can't vote for Tinubu because he is a protagonist of human terror and then horrors on several spheres. He is morally bankrupt, and then anyone that follows him has moral limitations. Tinubu have never condemned elections violence for one day. Verify it from 1999 till date. All right, this one is coming from Asala Bodrin. Daddy Falano, please stand up. The masses actually need you. Please, we have trust in you. Sir, it should be nothing can change. And exactly what it is right now, my brother, my sister, what more can we say? Meanwhile, let me have your own take, my people, on this. And remember to subscribe for more updates if you are new on this channel. All right, thanks and God bless.